मैंने गो लाइव कर दिया है ऑल द बेस्ट
अरे बताना चाहिए ना पहले. ओके. Hello guys, how are you? My name is Bansal. You are watching Pentest Stuffs. Today we would be telling you about how to start with Linux and how to go in traversing all these directories using basic commands. And for this we would also be using the help of OverTheWire CTF or WarGame. So let's get started. So guys, here I am already opened the bandit level 0. So this is the war game particular like bandit, which we would be using to learn about CT, about Linux or Kali Linux, whichever Linux distributable you are using. So before starting with the connecting to the SSH, let me tell you something about Linux. So this is the basic interface you will get. This is the how to power off, lock your screen settings, and how you have connected to the internet and various different things. Right here you could connect your audio or record if you are recording just to make POCs or similar things. You could also set up your desktop number. Here you could see what all tasks are starting. Like in Windows, the taskbar by default is right here in the bottom, and in Linux or particularly Kali Linux, the taskbar is here on the above or the top. Then here are the places if you are just traversing. Also here are all the applications you could read about and you can try and work upon. Like for Kali, these are basically used for ethical hacking and pen testing and various different tools. So here is my main machine and let's get started. So guys, first command I would be telling you about is ls, which tells you your all the files and it lists all of them. Then another command is pwd, which tells you where you are currently. Pwd stands for present working directory. Then you could do cd, which changes your current working directory to something. If you use cd itself, then it would go to your root directory, which is the default. If you use cd and then choose a folder like desktop, then you would get on that directory. Like we have desktop in our root directory, so I just do cd desktop. This is change directory to desktop, and then we are on the desktop, and then I was do lsal, and then I could get all the directories and files which I have. Also check about the permissions. The permission stands for this, d stands for directory. Then these three permissions right here are the read, write, execute permissions for admin. Then these are the for the group, and then these are for the user. Also this tells about the current owner of the file and then the group of the file on, and this right here tells you about the size of the file, and this is the last modified date or the file which was recently like edited. This is the date when it was last edited. Like I just created the bandit folder and you can see the time 8:40. So let's just get into bandit folder and press enter clear to clear your terminal. Okay, so just let me tell you about that. I have no files in bandit, so let's create a file, a text file. So there are two ways to create a file. You could either touch and then enter the file name. So I would like this bandit 0. So this would create a file bandit 0, and then if you want to see the permission, it is just a file with read permissions and write permission to the admin. Then you could change its permissions using the command change mod or chmod. Now then this command uses the arguments as either numbers. You could enter 1 2 1 2 and 4. Okay, the commands are 1 2 and 4, or either you could add the sum. So 1 corresponds to read, 2 corresponds to write, and then 4 corresponds to execute. So if you want to add, you can add by like these. If you want to add read permissions, just enter +1. If you want to add write permissions, you can enter +2. If you want to add read write permissions, you can enter +3. If you want to add like write and execute permissions, then you can add +6, that is 2 + 6. And if you want to add all the permissions, then you could enter +7. Then this 7 is for root, and the next numbers would signify corresponding to the group and then the user. So if you want to like just all permissions to the admin, and then you want to give just read and write permissions to the group and read and write permissions to the user, then you could do like 733, or you could add just 777 to give all permissions to all the users. So this is the argument for change mode, and then you have to enter the file name. Now we can see all the permissions are given, and this turns from black color to green color. Now this green color signifies that it is an executable. And this color may change in your distributable because it is dependent on the OS, and then on your preferences you could like change these according to your preferences by going into settings and preferences, and then you could change colors and various different stuff like these colors. You could change according to your need, and I just like this. So let's get started now. To edit this bandit file, before editing this, let's set up the type of file which it is. To know about a file, which type of file it is, just you have to use the command file, then file bandit0, that is the file name, and you get empty. So it tells about that bandit0 is an empty file. Then if I want to change the file to an extension, so to move bandit0 to bandit.txt, then this is the move command. It is also used to rename files. Like there is not such thing as rename, but you could use the move command to move files from one name to from one place to another. Also it is used to rename files. So like I'm just doing this, and then I run file bandit dot. Now it still gets empty, but it has an extension now which is .txt. So to add data into bandit.txt, like particularly text file we are talking about here, so there are multiple tools available in Kali Linux and various other distributables. So the one which is most like you could say equal to Windows GUI, that is gedit. You could just type gedit bandit0.txt and just press enter, and here you would get a notepad kind of thing. So you could type hello, my name is default, and you could just save it and exit. So now if you run file bandit, you get ASCII text. Okay, the other file editors are Nano. So this is our CLI based tool. I don't recommend it for beginners, like you have to know something about it, but it is also like you could use it. It is also handy because most of the times you do not get a GUI interface for gedit, but you get a like CLI based interface if you get into someone's system. So you could use Nano, and then you could just press Ctrl X to exit. To save buffer, say yes, then enter the file name. We are using the same file name, press enter, and then you would be getting. So now the other command to read files is cat. It catenates all the data written inside the file. So I just catted bandit0, and there is this text. If you cat and text an image file, for example, here /root desktop, and it is default Okay, the D is capital. So right here you could see all this text. Yeah, I'm listening.
वीडियो ऑफ कर दे, डिले हो रहा है,
Okay.
फ्रेम बफर्स लेट जा रहे हैं थोड़े.
So let's video capture device. I would move this. Yes. Move this down here. Okay, I have completed the 100% internet. Let's just be changing it to what it was from. Okay, so I just concatenated our image file here, and this is all the data the image file holds. So the file gets a lot of data and it is beyond the buffer size of the terminal, hence it goes past. I can't see the other commands now. So getting back to your command, now to get back to your interface, just press enter and then control L. So this would clear. Control L is another like shortcut key to clear the terminal. It actually does not clear it, it just comes down and takes this command line to the top. Otherwise, if you press enter, it would remove what all is concatenated above this line, if you could see. So this is the difference between clear command and then control L. If you want to see what all commands you ran, so you could just enter history and this will tell you about all the commands you just ran. So this is another command line. Move. Okay, so if you created a file by mistake and now you want to remove it, is then the command for that would be rm and then the file name, and it would just remove the file name. So rm removes it. It is a dangerous command, guys. Please be careful while using this command, because if you enter something like this and press enter, you are in grave danger, and this would delete, this would go to your root file, root folder, root directory, then clear everything it gets. So please be careful about this while you use remove command especially. And that's it basically for like the initial commands I would like to tell you about. Now let's get started with bandit. So this is the URL for bandit 0 where we start. So I guess you can open this on your Windows machine or your Linux distributable. Just open this and we would get started with the first challenge. Anything on the chat? Okay, so the goal is for us is to just log in into the game using SSH, and then SSH on this port on this URL with port 2220, and then the username is bandit0 and the password is bandit0, and then you have to get started. So to connect to SSH, just enter SSH, then the username, that is bandit0, @ the URL, and that is bandit.labs.overthewire.org, and then specify the port. Just press enter. Yes, then the password, that is bandit0 again, and okay, bandit0. That is insane. Okay, I mean, so the problem was, as I saw it, you have to declare the port using the command, using the attribute -p. So guys, using dash and then an attribute tells like is an kind of attribute like used in HTML to this basic command. So there are various attributes to various different commands, like we used al for ls and then -p to specify the port, and there is another one that is -i, like ssh-i, which uses a key file to get logged in. Okay, so we are logged in into bandit0 at bandit. We would just ls, and this is the file name. We would just cat readme, and here we get our password for our next level, bandit1. So let's get bandit level 0 to 1. Then we could just copy it. There are two ways to copy it then, guys. In terminal, there you could just right click and copy, or you could press Ctrl Shift C. Now Ctrl C exits, like Ctrl C gets skipped to the next line. It terminates the execution of the current program. But if you press Ctrl Shift C, then it pastes it. Now Ctrl V does nothing, but Ctrl Shift V then pastes the password. So this is how you do it. So we would be quickly getting next. We would getting to bandit1. Now the password has been copied by me, and I would enter that, paste it just like, and now we are here for bandit1. That now again we would bandit it. So the file name we get is dash. So to access it, just /dash. Okay, so there is the catch in this challenge is that if you enter just cat this, it would go to the previous directory or the temporary directory you set. Like if I just press cat dash, there nothing would be returning, because you could just not cat an entire directory. So to do that, to read this file, you need to cat /. This tells the bash program or the terminal to execute the file from the current directory and then the file name. So here we get a file name. I would quickly copy it and clear the flag so that you don't pause the video and copy the flag right now. Just do this on your own and try to get these levels solved. Okay, so we would just exit it. We solved level 1 as well, guys. So we would be going a bit fast right here, because I already told you about these commands. Then I would paste it. Okay, well, let's get to the top, ls, and then there are spaces in this file name. So guys, the catch in this challenge is that you cannot kind of like cat spaces. Okay, if you don't use the tab, then you would be entering cat spaces space in space the space file name, but this was return an error because there is no such file or directory, because by space space is used as a stripper, or like what could you say, like that, a separator. This space separates the file names, and you could cat like multiple files in the same cat command using space. So to avoid that or to bypass that, you could use two commands then as well: cat spaces and then press tab to automatically complete the name, or you could use this escaped character as used in C. I'll zoom it. It's a bit more. Okay, so you can use these escape sequences like used in C language to escape the next character. The other way to do this challenge is then cat apostrophes or double inverted commas spaces in this type name. Okay, so you could use that as well. So here we have solved bandit 2 as well. There were two ways to solve it: either you could use space or tab to just complete the name, or you could use double inverted commas to complete the name, or then you could use the backslash character to like escape the spaces. So next, let's continue and get to the next challenge, which is bandit 3. Okay, so we are in like control L, ls. So here is the directory named in here. I told you about the command cd to change the directory. Let's get into cd in here, then we press ls. So we get nothing right here. So we press ls al. So this a tells you about all the, like this a stands for all. So if I get man ls get sorry this is not what I wanted, but let's get okay. Here it is the command I want to show it. So it does not ignore the entry, it starts with dot. So dot is a special character which is used to hide the files. So if you would just like let's just see and the control. So if you would just like minimize it and then minimize it. So assumingly I create something in bandit. Alright guys, let's open bandit and then you open it in terminal and then just touch a file name like dot default, just enter. Okay, so this folder would be empty. It would show folder to be empty because by default you cannot view the hidden files. The files which start with a dot are hidden files and you cannot see them by default. So either you could get here and click this option to show hidden files, or for a person who does not know about this, you would just save your data by using this like dot command. So you would just hide this file right here. So to cat this file, now let's just type dot hidden and you will get the password. Another way to do this, I don't think there's another way to do this like in CLI base. So that's all. If you want to know more about ls, you could just do the command man. This man is the acronym for manual, like which comes with every new appliance you buy. There is a manual book. So this is the manual for these commands. Like just enter man and then the command name like ls cat or like man, because even the command man comes with its own manual. So that way you could just read about all these commands in very detail, like they are in super detail. Or you could use like ls -help and then this come this explanation, but this is like smaller and less detailed than the man command, the manual you would be getting using the man command. So you could just like check all the arguments you have, like a, almost all, or escape, or whatever these all tags and arguments help you to find. The most I use are ls, and then you could use r to get into
Please
directories.
check your internet connection.
I guess it's fine. It's showing 1 Mbps for
Actually,
me.
it was lagging in between.
Okay, so I don't think there's any much thing like. So let's control L and then exit this one particular. Okay, so like let's brand it now. cd dot dot cd dot dot cd dot dot means taking you back one directory. So if you are in the directory bandit, for example, right now, and I enter cd dot dot, then it would take me to one directory back, that is desktop. Now if I enter cd dot dot again, I would get to my root directory. Now if I use clsr, okay, capital R, and just enter this directory. So okay, so these are all the files that I have in all the directories, in all the subdirectories, and then all the directories from my root file. So these are a lot of directories. Let's just control L, let's just go to desktop, then try this again. If you get short shows another these 5 directories, and then it goes to these 5 directories, and then it shows that these 5 directories are empty or does not have any showable file, or hidden, and might have hidden file, but it does not have showable file. So this is a great way to do your enumeration. Or you can just, like, if you know a piece of information lies in some of these folders and you just don't know what folder it is, and you just want to check, don't open them again and again, and just so you can use that capital R argument to know about them now. So let's get back to our SSH and bandit. So now I would be entering bandit 4. Okay, so we are in the bandit 4. Okay, let's go to cd in here, ls. Okay, so these are a lot of files. So if you want to read the challenge for bandit 4 to 5, yeah, so the level goal is to, the hint is that the next level password for the next level is stored in the only human readable file in the directory in here. So to check that, you can either cat all of these out and check them manually, or another way I told you, just like this one way. So there are 10 files right here, 00 to 09. So there are 2 ways to do this. The hard way is you can cat all of these files and then check for the data in one of these files, or the second way around is you could just use the file command, file and star or asterisk tells the bash program or the terminal to look for everything or all the files. You just enter file, what did I messed up? Let's try that again. What is happening? File star okay, so this was the command, sorry, my bad. So this is the problem, that this file name starts with a dash, so it was taking me to the current or the another directory as we did in the example. So this way I think it should work right now. Yes, so this star just like and checks for all of these files, like 0 1 2 3 4 5. It checks for all the files, you could just like do just like do this as well. It would work fine for all of you. This right here is an argument, so this was passing it as like file dash f and then the file names. So this was due to this we were not getting our desired results. So right here we could see that file 07 contains our ASCII data which is human readable. So we would just clear the terminal again and we would cat dot slash dash file 07, and right here we get a password. So I will just copy this and then exit and go to our next Pandit program. I hope all of the people watching are making notes of these, and if you have not done till yet, I ask you to like just go back, view the commands, watch the commands I tell you, write them down, write the special tricks like and the special commands like the dot slash this command right here. So you could just write them all. So this would be very helpful guys when you look at them like 2 or 3 months later when you have just not worked for on Linux command. These would very well help you. So like we would just now enter Pandit 5 right now. Okay, let me small this a bit. Okay, I just full screened it. This is better. Less, then you get another CD in here and the DLS. Okay, so I know this challenge. This challenge is that the file is in a file is right here somewhere, and then we have some details about the file like it is an human readable file, then it is 1033 bytes in size, and it is not an executable. So before telling you the exact command, I would tell you the command which we have to use here, which is find. So let's just man find, and here we could use the general commands manual for find. So there are these H, L, P, D, debug ops, O level, starting point, expression. So let me tell you about find. So this find just does what it says. It finds for a directory, for a file, for basically anything. You just feed into it using these arguments. So like the argument I want to tell you right here is D, H and L are not like read it. Okay, here are the commands which I want to take. So the we have this line that it is not executable. So this in particular I would like to tell you that we can check if the command is in the file isn't executable using this tag right here like dash executable. However, if you have to check for not executable, then there is something like find star, which would find everything like then not executable. My bad for the spelling. Executable. Okay, so this is same as you have used in language C or C++ or maybe Python as well, that this exclamation mark right here stands for not in these languages. So the same way it works right here, find everything which is not executable. So if you would just press enter right here, so we get a lot of files which are not executable. Like almost every second file in all the folders is not an executable. So we don't just, our search does not stop here. So we have to use another argument which is size. So we have size 1033. Now C stands for characters or bytes. I don't know why they use C, but C stands for bytes right here. So if you have a file which is 1033 bytes long, so you would enter 1033 C. If it is in kilobytes, then you have to multiplied by 1024 and then enter it in bytes, I guess. So just using these two commands like not executable and then the size, you get a file right here. So I will just cd maybe here 07 slash 7. What is that? Now we would cat dot find through. So we get a flag right here. Just copy that and try that you don't copy that flag from here. However, it would be like a long task to copy the flag from my YouTube video, then doing this task yourself and then submitting it. So guys, I would prefer you and like tell you to not copy the flag from here and just go and do these challenges yourself to make sure you get these commands. And if you have any problem, just tell them in the chat, or you could just ping somebody from the command and okay, we have just 40 minutes in, so we can do like another 13 challenges. So let's go to the next challenge, which is bandit 6. Password ls. Okay, ls able. We do not have anything right here. Okay, the password for the next level. Okay, so wherever we I just where did the net go? Could somebody tell me? Mr. Greb, Panther. I guess the link died when we started this challenge. I hope you watched the previous challenge. So the challenge. Okay, so I think we are back. Team, come on, message somebody. Okay, I guess we are fine. Let's just check for the stream. I have the link right here. I don't know. Okay, I guess we are fine. Let's just check for the stream. I have the link right here. Okay guys, so let's get started again. We would be starting from bandit 6 level. So we did the last challenge, which is find. So it is somewhat similar along the same lines, and this one is a bit advanced. It used the find for group and then user and then again the size, but it is stored somewhere on the server. So let's get started with our challenge. So we are already on the server and we are in the root directories, and okay, challenge started. I can type.
Make a shout out to see description.
To who?
I have put a playlist of Linux commands in the description box.
Okay, so we have a link in the description. Just go and check that out. It is entered there by our admin, Mr. Grep. So you could check all the commands right there, some of them maybe. So please watch the description after the stream ends. Before that, please focus right here. So we have the challenge that we have to search the password for the file somewhere on the server, and then we have the properties like it is owned by the user bandit, owned by the group bandit 6, and then it is 33 bytes in size. So we would just go like bandit and star find, so root directory and then all, and then we would use the user bandit So the user is bandit7 and the group is bandit6. I just search for it. Okay, so there are a lot of similar files which are owned by these, and then so let's just do another size 33C. Okay, we still have a lot of files right here. Permission denied, permission denied. Get message from permission denied, permission denied. Okay, here we just got the file right here. So just copy this and then we get cat control shift V. Here we get our password. Just copy this. That's it. Set up the channel again. Okay, so let's get on with the next challenge. So I hope you write all those arguments, user argument, group argument, size argument and stuff. So these come in very handy when you search for some file. Let's get to the next command and we'll enter this password ls. We have something right here. Let's just file this first, because whenever I see txt something, okay, it is UTF Unicode text, we can check that like data. Okay, it is a particular challenge and I know this. So the password for the next level is stored in the file data.txt next to the word millionth. So to do that we would use a command known as grep. So grep millionth in data.txt. I guess that is what it is. Yes, right here we have it. So grep command searches for a particular text. History shows. Okay, so right here the command is grep millionth and data.txt. Now grep searches for the file, all the data in the file, and then it searches for the millionth word, and then it shows the corresponding line. Like for example, we have 10 lines, and then million, we have this millionth in symbol like fourth line, and then all the data in the fourth line would be presented to you. So this way, this is how grep works. Just copy the password right here and exit it. This is a very basic command. You could use grep right like this as well. Also you could use it with the pipe command, which I would show you in some time when we have to like process two things together. We use the command, use the symbol pipe. Guess some challenges later we would be able to see it. So again it is stored in the data.text, and it is in the only line of the text that occurs only once. So great guys, let's just ls and then cat data.txt, and then it is grep. I have to see what command was for this. Grep -- help, and then output line. So there was this command which just like skips all the double commands. Like I just can't remember that. So like for example, if you like just go into cat data.txt and then all these lines, So there's this line which Bulbul, can you get the phone? So that command just like sorts it out and then tells you the answer. Just a minute guys, I'm doing something. Okay, how can I forget about this? So the command right here, we just have some hints right here. So the command which we have to use is sort and then unique. So this thing works like this, like sort data.txt. So this would enter all of this data in sorted format. Now there are two ways to do this now forward, that you could just go all the way up and then try and do something, or you could use sort dash unique data. Okay, it's only dash u or double dash u. Sort double dash unique, then data.txt. Okay, we forgot to use with C checks for strict ordering. Okay, we have to use the command dash C as well. Something I can get here. Okay, where are we wrong? This should have been it. So now we would be doing this, like we would sort data dot text and then just like to sort stuff. We are still somewhere wrong. Okay, all of these files are unique and so. Okay, we forgot about this thing. Maybe can I get the phone back? Okay, so this is sorting all of them and then telling the actual unique, but we just want the one which is only shown once, so we have to check for that, like zero term error. No, Bulbul phone. Oh, where was it?
We are very close to 11.
So we would be using another tool right here if this does not work, like sort data.txt, and then we would be using unique. Let's see, I think that would work for us. Okay, so we have this is the answer because it is all the commands right here are the one, these are like the unique commands. Like if this line comes on like 10 times, then the sort command with unique shows us all of these commands, like these are the original unique commands. But then if we use the pipe command, then this what happens is it sorts data.text, then this sorted data it's traveled to unique.c dash c. So this unique command searches for the unique string right here and then tells them with the number of times they occur. So this command line occurs like 10 times, all of these lines occurs like 10 times, and then there is this the password which occurs like only once. So we would just like exit quickly, then go to the next challenge. Just enter the password. To the next challenge. Okay, so this challenge you could do it by grep, like it is similar to the millionth one. So you could just like this, you have data.text, or you could do like grep equal data.text. Finally, file data matches. Never trying to say. Another way, let's like try this. Okay, so the problem here is that this file contains a lot of data, most of which is not human readable. So to get only the lines which are human readable, it use the command strings. So just guys write this down. Strings command is very useful if you solve CTFs and then go to find hidden data. Then strings is the command you should be looking forward to, and you just write data and then you go like this. So here we have our answer. You could just take above, and there are multiple similar lines which work like these. So out of all these data, the strings gave us these right here, and because we know how the flag looks like, we would just copy this, and this is the password. So guys, strings was a command we were looking forward in this challenge. We would quickly go to the next one and just press exit and go like bandit 10, and we are in the bandit 10. We would enter password AOS. I won't be doing that. Let me read this, which contains base 64 encoded data. So guys, now we are going from basic Linux domain to cybersecurity domain, and this does not come handy in everyday work. Like you do not see database 64 encoded in everyday work and life, but still let's just do this cat data.text, and it is just like base 64 d, and the password you just get the base 64 d decodes everything in this file. Let me show you just like how it looks originally. So this is the original command. Now you could either copy this, go to websites, various websites like base64decode.com, .org, or you could use the gchq.cyberchef or various other tools online to decode it, or you could just use your terminal and then this command base64 decode. Let me check if this works without the cat thing. .txt. Yeah, it works fine like that as well. So you could just like base64d and the file name, and you get your answer. So just copy that, exit, and SSH bandit 11. So these are guys again being rotation, and these are various different. Then getting to the cybersecurity domain, where we get the basic cryptography as ROT13 and base64. So guys, these all challenges would be done in tomorrow's video, or maybe the next video we would be having about bandit. So guys, this was today's challenges. Like these are for today. We'll just be storing these like exit, go to desktop and then bandit and then touch a file name like bandit 11 bandit underscore 11.txt and then gedit it and then just paste the password for bandit 11 and exit it. Okay, so we just close the terminal, we are closing this and getting back to our stream. Close this. So guys, this was for today's stream. Remember to subscribe us, you know, our pentest stuffs. So guys, just go and check out pentest stuffs. You could join our Discord, the link would be in the description. You could subscribe and then press the like button and press the bell icon. We would be coming online like every day at 10 p.m. so you could just come here and check what we are live streaming and what we are teaching. Also guys, we would be collaborating very soon, and so maybe you see various different domains coming onto this channel. So guys, thank you for attending today's session. Make sure you check the description for the link for all the commands. If you liked anything, so you could just comment that. I would love to read your comments and your feedback, so that would be lovely guys. Also you could join our community, so that would be a form given in the link description as well. So guys, this is all for today. Thank you. My name is Mudit Bansal and you have been watching Pentest Stuffs. Goodbye and good luck.